Okay, excited about our new signees today. Um, the thing that stands out to me about this group is a lot of really good football players with outstanding families. Really appreciate our staff. They did a super job. Had a few hurdles to overcome, and just did a great job developing relationships, long-term relationships. And I just really appreciate the coaches and really our recruiting staff behind the scenes. Starting out with the guys that signed today, Colby Wooden, a buck, 6'4", 225 from Archer. He's a guy that was a priority for us. Really, he can play defensive end. He can play buck. We think this guy's got a really big upside. Very good football player now, and he will be here early with an outstanding family. Jalen Simpson is a guy that's been committed to us for a while. Really helped us recruit. He was a quarterback in high school, won a state championship. He'll play defensive back. He's got the ability to play safety or corner. Very excited about him. Cameron Kelly, from Oscar Smith High School in Virginia, also played quarterback, but he will play corner for us. We think this guy's an outstanding athlete, player, a 4-point student. He will be here early, too, with that. Then Tyler Fromm, a tight end, 6'5", 225. He's half a receiver, half a tight end. He's going to give us a lot of flexibility. He's a real versatile guy, comes from a football family. Very excited about him. He's on campus, and he's been here the last couple of days. Luke Deal, a bigger tight end, 6'5", 245. Really a guy that can put his hand down, can block a lot of traditional tight end things. Really excited about him. Luke's been here a couple of days. He did have a non-contact injury, but we expect him to be back by the first of the season. Bo Nix, our quarterback, has been committed to us. For a while. We started recruiting Bo, I think, in 8th or 9th grade. You knew early on that this guy had a chance to really be special. And, of course, when he went to Pinson, they won back-to-back state championships. He was MVP of both of those. He really has something special to him. He will be here in January. He did a super job really leading, one of our leaders of our class, really holding everything together. Really appreciate his leadership with that. Justin Osborne, an offensive lineman. He was an IMG when we first started recruiting him. He's at Flower Mound High School now in Texas. A big athletic guy. We think this guy really has a chance to be really good. We're excited about him getting here. And then Javarius Johnson, a wide receiver from Trussville. Of course, his head coach is a former quarterback of mine way back when, and he told me that when he moved in that he's got a chance to really be good. And, of course, we started watching him in the spring. He had a very good spring game. He came to our camp, and he ran a 4.3 and plays bigger than he is. And, of course, we offered him, and he committed and has been with us the whole time. And, I think, he's just a few yards short this past year of setting a state record in yards reception. So really think he's got a chance to really do big things. Zion Puckett, he's here with us practicing. Zion's a guy that had the ability really to play offense or defense. I think most people that recruited him felt the same way. He's going to play defensive back for us. He's got a great skill set. He makes great grades. I mean, he's our type of person. We're very excited about Zion. Condre Jones really was one of our offensive line priorities. He's from right down the road, Callaway High School. He's got a chance to be a really good offensive lineman. He also was one of our leaders that really helped us with this recruiting class. And high character guy, got a great family. And Owen Popo is a guy that, really was our defensive leader in recruiting. Just did a super job of helping us hold the class together. I know that people came after him real hard. He hung in there. Travis Williams did a super job recruiting this guy. We're losing 4 seniors, with our linebacker class, and we needed guys that could come in immediately, and he is that guy that'll do that. Got a wonderful family. Really excited about Owen. Derek Hall also was a priority for us from Mississippi. He's a big-time pass rusher. He can also drop. He runs track. We think he's got a big upside, and then just real excited about Derek and everything that he'll bring. He'll be here early, which I think that is big, and I believe we'll have 9 guys here mid-year, so that always helps with that. Nehemiah Pritchard, defensive back from Jackson, is a guy that came to camp. He ran a 4.3, really caught our eye. We watched him throughout the season. I think he played very good in this All-Star game that they just had. I think this guy really, he has the ability to play corner or safety, and very excited about him. A good student also. Then DJ Williams, a running back that really caught our eye probably about 6 weeks ago. And he plays quarterback, and so we watched the film and watched it again, and then we called and found out a little background about him. Wonderful person, wonderful family, and we offered him. After we offered him, it seemed like everybody in the country followed with that, and he came on an official visit, really fit, makes great grades. Academics is very important to him, and we fought everybody off, and we think this guy's got a chance to be a very good running back for us. And then here recently, Jaron Handy, you know, he signed with us, defensive lineman from Mississippi. Very excited about this guy. We felt like he was one of the best big athletes in the entire country. And this guy right here will have a chance to help right off the bat. Really special type skill set. Marcus Woodson, recruiting the state of Mississippi, did a wonderful job with him and Derek Hall. And so that's always good to get back in the state of Mississippi and have some success. You know, we're looking to sign 16 to 17. You know, in this early signing period, you know, just kind of looking ahead, you know, we feel great about this group that signed today. I mean, this is got a chance to be a real special class. It already is a very good class, but it's got a chance to be a special class. You know, looking ahead, we're wanting to sign another elite running back. We're wanting to sign another big-time receiver, a couple more offensive linemen, and a couple more linebackers. And I really think we are set up in very good shape to do that. Like I said, once again, just really appreciate our staff overcoming a lot of challenges in the last month or so, and really appreciate these families believing in our coaching staff and with their sons. So real exciting day today. It was our last practice here before we go to the bowl site, which you know, really proud of our players. I really feel like we've had 7 good practices. They've been very intense, more intense than normal in a bowl prep than what we've done in the past. And so I'm really excited about that, and it's a good way to have a break here before we show up in Nashville on the 23rd. Questions?
Gus, do you remember one quite like DJ Williams that recruiting blew up that quick, that fast at the end?
Yeah, I think, you know, he had an injury his junior year, and there wasn't a whole lot of information on him, and the fact he plays quarterback, I think, has something. But no, I can't remember a running back that blew up that fast. But you watch his film, he jumps off the film, and it's got the wow factor.
Yes, how different is it as we come over the years? A guy like Bo, the freshman.
Yeah.
The preparation, how prepared guys like that are to play early compared to how you?
Yeah, you know, I think, of course, his dad's his high school coach. And of course, Patrick, you know, was one of the all-time greats here, and just does a super job preparing Bo. But, you know, Bo's the type when he was in 8th and 9th grade, you know, you felt like he was already in high school, and, you know, he has that ability. And, you know, but he's been helping us recruit. Like I said, him and Owen really are the 2 guys that really, probably along with KJ, I mean, those guys held this thing together and allowed us to be to this point, to have a really good chance, the second signing class, to have one of the best classes we've had come through here, at least since I've been the head coach.
How important is it to have those guys that do that as kind of Pied Pipers?
Yeah,
in terms of their
it's very important. Very important that, you know, great players want to play with other great players, and great players with character want to play with other great players with character. And so that's what this group is, and it attracts those type kids. And so that's what I'm really excited about with the leadership they showed to really get us to this point, to have the type of signing class that we did today.
Gus, I know you kind of went over what you want to add to the class by February, but is there a specific area that you feel is the biggest need that you guys need to address?
You know, I think really just what I said, you know, another running back, another big-time receiver, you know, with a few more linemen and a few more linebackers. And I think if we do that, I mean, we've accomplished what we wanted to accomplish, and I think there's a very good chance of that too.
You get a couple kids out of Mississippi, and I know you can't talk about the future, but I know you guys are on others. What has been the key to the success in Mississippi, and is that an area you guys want to look at more and more?
Yeah, I think Marcus Woodson, being from Mississippi, and I think that it's all about relationships, and he did a super job with that, and we'll continue to recruit the state of Mississippi hard, and like I said, we got two really good football players from there.
Is there anything that you learned from this being the second early
Yeah.
signing period? Is there anything you learned from last year that sort of gives you a better idea of how to approach January?
Yeah, I think last year was new for everybody, just how quick everything happened, and it's really just like the February sign day. The challenge is you're still dealing with bowl practices and everything that goes with it, and so yeah, anytime you go through it a second time, it helps. We had a better understanding. We didn't have a whole lot of surprises. We had a couple good surprises, but we didn't have any bad surprises, and I think that has a lot to do with the way that our coaches recruit, with the true relationships that they build. They're long term. By the time somebody signs with us, they know our coaches very well. They know what they're getting, and like I said, I think that's a big factor.
Was getting Jaron today somewhat of a surprise, and are there other guys that you think could kind of come through either later today or the next couple of days?
No, I mean we were expecting to sign him. Like I said, he fits here with us, and he has got a great skill set. He has a very unique ability. And as far as, I'll just say this: I think we're in good shape to finish this thing very strong. That's probably the best way to put it.
You talk about the importance of getting some pass rushers in this group.
Yeah.
Jared Hall and Cole.
Yeah, I think nowadays, that's our league's changing a little bit, and you gotta put pressure on the quarterback. You got to disrupt the quarterback. So I think that's how you got to be thinking really at all positions up front. Even the internal guys have to have the ability to pass rush and get a push up the middle. So yeah, that always helps.
What was it about DeVaris Johnson at that camp that just, I mean, I know you mentioned the
Yeah, I think there's two things. Of course, Josh, he puts his stamp of approval on somebody. I mean, I coached him and know him very well, and he kind of knows me very well and what we're looking for in our offense. And so in spring when he got there and they had a spring game, I think he had 4 touchdowns. And he said, hey, you probably need to take a real look at this guy. I said, well, get him to camp the very first day. And he came to camp, he ran a 4.3, and he just really smooth. Some guys run smooth, and he's just one of those smooth guys. He played bigger than he was, and we offered him, and he committed. And he had an outstanding year, so really excited about him, and I think he's got a chance to be a really good player for us.
Do you plan to sign 25 players this class?
Yes.
Because you only signed around 15.
Yeah, we're hoping. We'll see how everything falls out as far as the final numbers. So
Close to 25.
yeah, we're hoping. Yes.
You guys play a lot of young guys in the secondary this year, but load up more secondary guys. Just the importance
Yeah.
of having.
Yeah, you can't have enough guys that can run, and really, if you look, that back end group that can run, and that was a real focus for us, that have guys can run and cover and do the things that we want to do, play bump and run on the outside and be able to keep up with these speed receivers. So you can't have enough defensive backs, and really feel good about the group that we have.
Some of the players we talked to earlier this week were mentioning Joey Gatewood as someone that really stood out during the practices. Do you see him as someone that could compete for playing next year?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think we recruited him to compete, and now that Jarrett's moving on, I mean, it's open competition, and we're going to play the best player, and he's really gotten better even during this bowl practice. He feels more and more comfortable, and he's the type of guy that just needs more reps. In his defense, he hadn't had a lot of reps. He had the injury to his thumb that really put him back, at the first of the season, or he could have played some even this season.
Did he play some in the bowl game possibly?
It's possible.
Do you look at that at all, considering this 4-game redshirt rule of going to bowl game, that's a possibility to play some freshmen, maybe we haven't, or maybe play them more, even if it is just a bowl game?
Yeah, I think as a coach, you look at both those scenarios, and if they've earned it and they got a chance to help you and help the team, then both those are options for the bowl.
Have any of the young guys, the guys that might have redshirt not played much, caught your eye during bowl practice?
Nobody really standing out right now. I would say, other than I loved our overall effort, our overall attitude. Our guys desperate to to getting better. I mean, that's really been the big focus collectively, not just the young guys, but the older guys too. And so it's been a different approach, and that's been by design.
Gus, you said you're losing 4 senior linebackers. Is that including Richard McBride?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And Calvin Ashley's still with the team?
Yeah, he's still with the team. We expect him to be back in January.
Yes, can you talk about recruiting Tyler Fromm?
Yeah.
His brother's obviously starting
Yeah.
at Georgia.
Yeah, you know, we're recruiting him, you know, just separately. I mean, he's an outstanding player. When he came on campus, he just fits here, and it clicked immediately with our coaches and our players. We were really looking for somebody with his skill set. I mean, he can, you know, you see him, you split him out, they go one-on-one in the corner, he can put his hand down, he can do a lot of different things, and he's a great competitor too. And so we're very excited about him. But, yeah, when we play Georgia, that'll be pretty interesting probably the next couple of years. But, you know, he's a great competitor. And, you know, he's here early, and we'll go through spring, which I think is a really positive thing.
Do you see Tyler Fromm and Luke Deal as similar tight ends? Or
They're a little different. And that was by design too, you know. And I think more long bodies, okay, that are versatile was really something that we looked at. Also, and both those guys are tough guys. You know, they're kind of Auburn tough guys, and so they both fit really well with us.
How much did y'all recruit his brother, Jay?
We did recruit him. Everybody in the country, I think, did. You know, and he's turned into an outstanding player. I mean, there's no doubt with what he's doing, and it's very impressive to watch.
Last practice on campus for the seniors.
Yes.
What was that like at the end of that?
Yeah. The younger guys carried him off the practice field like they always do on the last day here. It's always a pretty special deal, and like I said, we've got a lot of seniors that meant a lot to this program, and you know, it's always one of those special times that pretty emotional in a lot of different ways for them. And but they got one more game. I know they're excited about that, and they'll give it their best.
Gus, I know you'll kind of shift to work week when you get in terms of preparation, but what's it been like on campus, the bowl practices for you guys overall?
You know, it's been, like I said, a little different approach. Been a little more demanding. That's probably the best way to put it. Just that strain to get better each practice, each day. That's probably the best way to put it.
Have you talked to any players about the NFL and who's father?
Yeah, we've talked to a few. You always kind of around the bowl site. Usually when you get the bowl site, you talk a little bit more in detail. Usually when they're here, they're focused on the game and everything that goes with it. But yeah, we'll have all those conversations with the guys we need to.
Are you expecting everybody that's considered to declare to play?
Yes, I expect everybody to play. I mean, they practice extremely hard, everybody on our team.
No Carlton Davises?
What's that?
No Carlton Davises?
I expect everybody to play.
of your committed guys that didn't sign today, how do you feel about holding on to them in February?
You know, like I said, I think we're going to finish this class extremely strong. I mean, I think what happened today gives us a great foundation, and a lot of guys are feeling really good about us, you know, for the last signing period. So I think we're in a good spot to finish very strong. And like I said, I think we got a chance to finish this thing, to have one of the better classes we've had, at least since I've been here. So that's very exciting.
What are your plans for Coach Dillingham for the ball game?
Yeah, he's been doing really some observing and getting familiar with our personnel, getting familiar with our players, our coaches. At the bowl site, he'll be up in the booth. You know, he'll help me with some logistical things, as down and distance recall, and you know, certain things. You know, he really understands defense is very good, so you know, he'll be able to help me with the different things that go with that up in the booth.
It's strange now that you're at your point in your career as a head coach that your coaching tree extends to a former graduate assistant who you get his former graduate assistant. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's like your
yeah.
grandpa, so to speak, in
Yeah.
the coaching tree.
Yeah, Grandpa in a lot of different ways. Yeah, you know, Mike Norvell is, I mean, he is a great coach. I knew that when he was our GA at Tulsa. You just knew he had something special about him. So didn't surprise me at all that he's a head coach at this level. It's successful. And then, you know, the guy that he brought up, you know, and I think that's my comfort zone too, from the standpoint, like I said, when I decided to take back over the offense, call the plays. He did that exact same thing for Mike, and so it was a real comfortable fit. He's already fit in very good with our staff, and so I'm real excited about him.
Alan mentioned today on the in-house show that he's going to help you out because he knows you want to be in the weeds and calling plays as far as, I guess, administrative duties and being the head coach. Who do you kind of lean on to help with some of that day-to-day stuff so you can get more involved with the coaching?
Yeah, Pat Sadez, he's the one that really is my right-hand guy. But, you know, me and Alan got a great relationship, and, you know, so really looking forward to next season.
Very good.